Hello, comadres, and welcome to the new moon in Capricorn. I cannot believe we are in the last moon report of the year and that we're going into 2023. I mean, where has this year gone? Seriously, everything went so fast, and there's been so many ups and downs and so many things we've gone through that I just really can't believe that we are here and we're moving into a new year. We're moving into a new cycle, and we are really hoping for exciting things, changes in 2023, positive things. And that's all that I'm wishing for you, comadre, that you really bring in this energy of cultivating what you want to spring forward, taking advantage of this winter season and moving into 2023 with hope and with grace and with love. So, about this new moon in Capricorn, we have a lot of Capricorn energy, a lot. There is a stellium in Capricorn. Mercury is there and it is about to go retrograde there. Venus is joining us. Obviously, the sun and the moon, and Pluto is in Capricorn as well. And this is really making a beautiful trine during the new moon, which happened at 5:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning. And it made a beautiful trine to the North Node in Taurus. So a lot of earth energy, a lot of grounded energy, which I kind of like for the end of the year. Like I was mentioning before, it seems like all of us have been through so much that this grounded earth energy is really healing and soothing, and take advantage of these days before the retrograde starts on the 29th of December. Even though this retrograde I'm feeling is going to be highlighting some really good things for us. So I don't think it's going to be as crazy, but you never know with the retrograde. So let's get into some of these themes that are going on around now. And like this new moon is strong, but it's really strong in bringing the themes that this retrograde is going to kick off, and it's really supporting that energy. So we are looking at some uplifting energy when it comes to this new moon. And basically what it's asking of us is, what are we striving for? This North Node in Taurus for about a year now has been reminding us that as a collective, we should be moving towards more stable energy, more grounded energy that really can manifest abundance and prosperity because of its steadfastness and its intentional movement. And Taurus and Capricorn are sister signs because they're both earth signs. So this new moon in Capricorn is really highlighting us towards the North Node and is really asking us, we've had a hard year. We've come out of this South Node in Scorpio. What are your long-term goals? What is it that you're striving for? What seeds are you planting so that you can move forward to dreams that are in alignment with your long-term goals? And this supportive energy is uplifting because we are, a lot of us have worked through this Scorpio energy, this South Node and Scorpio energy. And when I'm talking about South Node energy, I'm talking about energy that we are trying to leave behind. And a lot of us have worked through letting go, loss, grief, really bringing death to the things that no longer serve us, and really moving into spaces where we can be reborn. And that's hard. There's a lot of shifts that come with that kind of work. And a lot of us, many of us have worked hard to be here right now. And we're really looking forward to this North Node energy, this collective energy of coming from a more earthy place, from a more stable, solid ground. So the North Node at the time of this new moon is conjunct Uranus. And it's been, Uranus has been in Taurus, kind of like shaking things up and moving things around. But this conjunction right at the new moon of Capricorn is really bringing in this energy of the new earth, like really exciting energies to start off 2023. Just creative and innovative energy that comes along with stability, right? So Uranus tends to be very exciting and very electric, and Taurus is quite the opposite. Taurus is kind of like slow moving, where Uranus is fast moving, and Taurus is very intentional, where Uranus might move in like lightning speed and just kind of really juice off its creative forces. This combination is like, can we create this new earth in a fun, innovative, different, progressive way? It's a good time right now to really, really dream of that reality that you want to create, that you're looking forward to, that you want your life to be. And I want everyone who's listening right now, if you have a pen and paper, or maybe you should pause this if you're watching the replay. This reflection really caught me by surprise, and I want you to write it down if you can. I envision a new world that is just, fair, and calm for all beings. And we can also replace calm with comforting for all beings. And when I read that about this new one, I was like, okay. But then when I saw that Uranus and the North Node in Taurus were conjunct, I'm like, there it is. There is that space where we can actually envision some sort of world where we all feel equal, where we all feel that we can actually strive for joy, where we all feel like we're not drowning every step, where we turn on the TV and all we watch is drama and negativity. And we really have to harvest, and we really have to cultivate those joyous moments. And I would say for the last few years, a lot of us have been feeling that. A lot of us have been feeling like we get these bursts of good time, and then we get drowned by negativity or some news that we don't, that is not favorable. And when I saw this conjunction with the North Node in Taurus, I was like, yes, this is very new world. This is very much, can we really manifest those Uranus ideas, which are beyond us, which are sometimes so unique and unconventional that they're beyond our understanding. But what if we can combine that with an energy like Taurus, with an earth energy that can actually bring that energy down from the heavens into the earth? This North Node conjunct Uranus is heaven on earth. And it's giving us a glimpse of that possibility. Now, if we're all around, those of us who are here watching now in this space and time, if we're all around to see it, I would be very surprised. But that doesn't mean that we don't get to work towards it. We don't get to enjoy the journey and pioneer the generations to come. I may even bet that some of us have had some lifetimes already in this reality, and we remember, and that's why we're back here to usher it in. So I'm asking you in this new moon to remember. Remember who you are. And remember that the reality that you believe can exist is absolutely possible. So let go of anything that gets in the way of this kind of thinking. Let go of anything that steals you from your hope right now. Let go of whatever gets in the way of you creating the reality that you want in your life. Because it's aspects like this that remind me that it's not all for nothing. And I believe that astrology is the language of light. And when I get these kinds of reflections, for me, it's the voice of something higher than me, than us, letting me know, keep going. Keep going because it's possible. So that's what I want for you, to keep going because it's possible, and keep dreaming and keep hoping and keep bringing that to others, because it's those of us who are here watching reports like this that get a glimpse of what that kind of bliss and that kind of enlightenment is. And I have to remind myself that most of the population out there doesn't really have access to this kind of information, nor do they tap into this frequency. So it's my job and my responsibility to bring the light into all the spaces that I enter. How can you be that light? So we have another retrograde, people. How exciting. Oh my gosh, and we're already in the pre-shadow phase. So some of us have been maybe already feeling the themes of what's going to come along with this Mercury retrograde. And retrogrades are a time for introspection. They're a time for revisiting, for reflecting, for reorganizing, restructuring. And especially during a Mercury retrograde, we try to avoid initiating anything that may be absolutely new during this time. The time of the retrograde is December 29th through January 18th. And we are already in the pre-shadow phase. And then I believe the post-shadow phase of Mercury is going through February 7th. So we will be completed by February 7th with the themes that are going to be going on during this retrograde, which highlight our priorities, our commitments, our long-term goals, and the integrity that we have around these themes, and the standards that we have around these themes. Now, I am going to warn you that Capricorn has very high standards. And being that this new moon is kicking off these retrograde energies, I would dare to say that we are going to be kind of bumping up against what our standards are, what our expectations are of not only ourselves, but especially of others. Capricorn is very concerned with the other. So how are we navigating relationships? At the time of the retrograde, Mercury is going to be conjunct Venus in Capricorn. So relationships are going to be highlighted. And these themes around relationships, priorities, commitments, long-term, and how stable are these relationships? What kind of quality do they bring to our life? So more of that. And, you know, when we talk about Capricorn, Capricorn likes to build, likes to be real solid about things. So like, what are the relationships that are building? What are the relationships that are solid in your life? And which ones are kind of flighty and here today, gone tomorrow? So a lot of the decisions that we've been trying to make up to this point, the retrograde is going to clear up some of these with the help of this new moon pushing it off. So if there's been stuff that you've been in confusion about, like, oh, confused, I'm so confused, do I go this way? There's these pending choices that I have to make. There's a lot of clarity that is going to come through January when it comes to these things. And you might be finding that you want to make real solid choices, but are they efficient? Are you demonstrating integrity? Are you demonstrating self-control around these decisions? These are all things that are very, very important to Capricorn. And whatever you can get clear, lead into it. And I don't usually say this during retrogrades, but I'm feeling that this one is going to lead us through some choices that all of a sudden become very clear. And they're not new because you've been rummaging around with these choices for a while. So lean into them. Have the confidence to focus your energy on what matters. And for God's sakes, focus your energy on what is working. If it isn't working, whatever it is, and it's shown you that it hasn't been working or it's not going to work, it doesn't have to be right now, but it's time to start making decisions as to how we can let go of some of that and inviting new energy in that'll help us build and solidify what it is that we really want. So again, wherever you can get some clarity, move into that space with confidence, because we are going to find ourselves in a balance act of our time and our resources. We're going to find clues as to how we are managing our energy, and is that efficient in our life? Are we giving enough energy to the things that matter, or are we wasting energy on the things that don't? And, you know, when I say things like wasting energy or wasting time, I say it very loosely because I feel like we never really waste anything. We're always learning. We're always moving into a learning process that then leads us to a space where we notice that there isn't anything there, right? But it's time to really have these hard conversations with yourself. Take stock. Here we are at the end of the year, of the Gregorian calendar at least, and what have we gathered and harvested thus far? What are we taking into the winter with us? What seeds have we planted that are now in gestation? And it's not about really doing anything, and more about processing these things, reflecting on these things, taking stock, being honest, and being able to move forward from the things that just didn't work, so that we can start fresh in the spring, when we spring forward and we find all these seeds that we've planted are actually taking fruit, are actually blossoming. Or some of the seeds that you've planted didn't take fruit and didn't blossom, right? So it's all about balancing those resources and using your time wisely. You know, Capricorn likes to be efficient and likes to get where it's going and likes to do it now and likes to go right and likes to get there looking great and powerful. So where are you being powerful, right? If you're walking into Capricorn's party, right? What are you coming in with? because Capricorn has high standards. And, we have to watch that, obviously. But where are you not having high standards? Like, where are you selling yourself short, or where are you cutting yourself off, not valuing yourself? So both Capricorn and Taurus, where Capricorn is shining to today, have very goal-oriented kind of energy. So you are going to find yourself in that kind of, go-getter kind of attitude. Where am I going? So I want you to ask yourselves these questions, okay? What adjustments can be made towards more efficiency in my life? What adjustments can be made towards more efficiency in my life? Where am I not using my time wisely? Where am I not using my time wisely? What current choices are in alignment with my long-term goals? What or which of my current choices are in alignment with my long-term goals? Because really, what you do today really determines tomorrow. I mean, think about when you were in this time last year. What choices did you make last year that have you here today in your full expression? And I'm sure that some of them manifested, some of them taught you things, some of them worked nicely, some of them didn't, but they all made you who you are here today. And it's time to honor that and then make any kind of adjustments that you need to, so that when you do take stock next year during this time, you're exactly where you want to be, or at least pretty damn close. You know how they say, shoot for the moon and you'll land in the stars? Well, go for it. Go for it, because this energy is really, really supporting your long-term dreams and your long-term goals and this new reality that you want to create. There's so much positivity around this energy today. So I just want to inspire you to harness it in whichever way you can. And when I talk about those things, I want to make sure, and I want to be very clear, that there doesn't have to be, there can be, but there doesn't have to be a big dramatic ritual or ceremony or demand or declaration. You are a powerful, sovereign being in constant manifestation. You could just be sitting around with your family, resting, and just taking stock of the whole year and feeling in your heart and in your soul all the things that you want to bring forth. So when I say harness this energy, I really just mean, to whichever way you feel comfortable, big or small, take time to really reflect on who you are and what's brought you here and where you want to go next year, because that's enough. That's enough. If you really, really, really take time to honor your feelings and what it is that you want to bring forth into your life, into this planet, into your relationships, I promise you, if you full-heartedly want those things, and then reorganize and reflect and restructure how you're going to move into them, you are definitely going to have some things to celebrate, right? And I hope that today you have things to celebrate too, and that this holiday season really brings you love and joy and just so much, so much energy for you to feel vital and to feel capable and to feel like you're enough and to feel excited about what you're moving into. I hope that the new year is prosperous and blissful. And I hope to see you all next year, either live. Please join us live. These moon reports are so much fun. You can always be here live with us. We have a question and answers after where we get to really share and connect. And if you haven't been in this space before, I invite you for the new year to make it one of your goals or one of your priorities. If you're enjoying these moon reports, maybe commit to yourself that you're going to join us live maybe 3 or 4 times a year, because this is really a space that can carry you through good times, bad times, celebrations, losses, and really all the things that you experience. So if this year, one of the things you didn't do is lean into this community, I invite you to do that next year, because we're ready to have you, babe. All right. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Big love to you always. So many good things for this holiday season and for next year. And I just have so much love for this community and this space. Thank you for supporting me. Big love. Happy holidays and Happy New Year. Take care.